Hey everyone, I'm going to quickly give you a rundown on how we are going to set up the code for said tower crane. First things first, we're going to use the drive forward code. And right here, what I want you to notice is the drive forward code is going to just be using two motors, which you can control percentage of power going to, and you could also change the direction of by putting a negative in front of the power percentages in the code. What you'll notice is on the Tetrix Prism board, you're going to have motor 1 and motor 2, and you have to pay attention to the order of motor 1 and motor 2 and where they go. So if motor 1 is going to the top or if motor 1 is going to the bottom, you have to know that in order to be able to run the code. And then it's just going to be an up with the crane and then over 180 degrees and then down with the crane, then up with the crane, then back 180 degrees and down to where it started from. If you watch this video, which is right here in the classroom, it is a pretty straightforward concept, and then it's just attention to detail with your code.
Yeah.
You want to go up a reasonable distance, go down. This is just boosted on blocks because the way I built it originally had the motor dangling out the bottom.
I have my motor percentages at 20.
I set the motor percentage to
start,
20,
and then
but
you
you
calculate
gotta
and
be
go from there.
careful. You gotta go nice and slow. If you wind this up too much, it's gonna snap the string or break something. You have to have everything tracking nice, and you have to have this weighted well, and you have to have a bunch of little things taken care of. But overall, it's pretty straightforward. You're gonna go into the Arduino software, examples down to Tetrix Prism and the drive forward code, and this is gonna start off looking like this. So you're going to put your cursor in front of the end of the code and just space that down so you have some room. We can wipe out the descriptive text. We're going to add our own. So let's say first of all, this is motor 1 and this is motor 2. If you need to spin either motor in another direction, you just put a negative in front of it and it's going to spin the power output to that motor the opposite way. And that's that. So if the string is attached to motor 1, you're going to run that at 20% power. You're going to leave a 0 in the unused motor field, and you're going to run it for 3 seconds. It's probably going to take closer to 7 seconds if you have a weight on the bottom of the crane, and it's got to go all the way up. But one way or another, this is just a test to see what direction the motor is going to spin and that you're using the right one for the right purpose. You're not trying to spin the gears. You have to be very, very careful while you're coding this project. All right. And then you would test that up pulling of the string until you get it right before you move on. So it might look like it depends. It depends on how much string you have. You might need to put in 6,500 for 6.5 seconds. Again, you're just going to slowly and carefully play with this until you get the up portion of the code finished. Then you can copy this, copy, paste. And if you want to get real accurate with your coding, you can do a couple of slashes and drawstring up. Now to rotate the whole tower crane, you would then stop the use of the first motor by putting a 0 in there, and then you're going to operate the second. Again, you're going to have to determine, is it going to swing to the left, is it going to swing to the right, and you're going to have to determine how much time it's going to take to rotate around 180 degrees without pulling out any of the power wires going to the robot, or the tower crane here. So we'll just pretend that it took 7 seconds to and then theoretically, if this first drawstring up line of code was right to get you up to where you wanted to lift to, you're going to copy this and you're going to paste it down here as the third operation. just put a negative in front of the motor power. So you drop it down, then it's going to stay put. Copy the up code. So it's draw string up, rotate it 180, just drop string down, draw string up. Copy and paste the motor rotate, and this would then bring you back the 180 degrees, and then you would drop the string down one more time. But again, this is all hypothetical numbering. If you were to just use this, depending on how you build things, on how much string length you've got, so on and so forth, you need to code your own numbers, and you need to make sure that you don't break anything, you don't pull any wires out of the robot or anything along those lines. Again, one last look here while we're getting after it. I started off with a lot of string, so it gave me some room to play with.
Say it again. I have my motor percentages at 20 to start.
You gotta be
and then you
real
test it
cautious
and go
about where these wires go. That nothing gets pinched in between the gearbox. Right back to the beginning. Should be accurate, redundant operation with accuracy. That is the tower crane.